Good early morning, everybody. It's January 11, 2024. I'd like to read the second theory that Rick provided on conservatorship. Now, Rick is one of our subscribers. He has his own channel. Apologize for this here. And this is what the criminals did to my laptop. I'm sure they do this to yours too, but check this out. They like to pull this, dirty this, and then they did this to my pad here. And then they must have used some kind of a heat gun, and then they stuck this to my ottoman here. Yeah, this is what the criminals do. The psychopaths. With your tax dollars, my tax dollars, this is what they do. They go into innocent people's homes and destroy them. Oh, look, that looks like one of those 3 Mason triangles. But anyway, this is a beautiful hummingbird called Hummingbird Happiness. I don't remember who the artist is, and I'm having difficulty reading the name on the back of it, but it is a hand-painted mini art. So thank you so much, Rick, for the second theory. He says, "Hi, Lorraine. Here's my second theory on conservatorship. If the United States incorporated back in the 1940s, that means that we are U.S. citizens being managed by USA Inc. That corporation, or that incorporation, happened at the same time the government rolled out and implemented Social Security numbers. All legal documents, checking accounts, loans, credit cards, etc., have the U.S. citizen's name listed in all caps. For example, James Doe would be capital J, capital A, capital M, capital E, uppercase S, uppercase D, uppercase O, uppercase E, as opposed to uppercase James, lowercase a, M, E, S, uppercase Doe, D, and lowercase O, E. So all capital letters signify a legal entity, not an individual. This can be validated if you're self-employed when you submit your taxes. You can use your Social Security number in place of an EIN for a business, or you can use a business EIN. That's because your social is the EIN for you, the business. If we are U.S. citizens being managed by a USA Inc., and Social Security numbers were issued via the government of USA Inc., then that means USA Inc. manages us as a business. If you own a business and you have multiple businesses below the main EIN, you can manage those business and associated assets at your own discretion as the owner of those corporations. So in essence, USA Inc. owns everything: your home, your car, your Social Security, your retirement, your checking account, etc. Because all of those things were purchased with funds issued to the business entity, which is your name in all caps, all uppercase. All legal paperwork for your possessions were also deeded using your business name, your name in all caps, uppercase. If they own it, then you're insignificant. That means they don't need to ask anyone if they strip your assets. So if you're a business, you have a business indemnity insurance to protect your assets, right? So, hypothetically, if you own a farm and one of your cows died, and it's a byproduct, which is milk, is part of your annual income, That cow produces 1,000 gallons of milk per year, which nets $4,000 a year. Which now you're out because the cow died. If you have an indemnity plan, you are, as the business owner, can file a claim for the business loss, both realized and future losses, up to the terms of the insurance plan. Do you think USA Inc. has an indemnity plan? That's an easy guess. So, if you, as a U.S. citizen, who are being managed by USA Inc., would happen to pass away, and the business owner, USA Inc., has an indemnity plan to protect their business, both realized loss and future loss, they could file a claim for that death, right? Remember, we are traded on the open market as a commodity, as there is a certain amount of money you will generate in our lifetime based on education and positions. This productivity is what they are selling bonds on. So those bond loans, in the event you pass away before the loan is repaid by whomever has the loan against your productivity, would also be part of an indemnity insurance plan, as someone has to pay back the loan should the future money that would be generated by you but is lost due to your death. Remember, we don't own anything at all. It's all owned by the owners of USA Inc., which dissolved under the last president. Rumor is another one took its place, but this one is owned by a I don't know if I can say I'm going to say an organized crime network, okay, that starts with a K. This might be more plausible explanations for asset stripping. The answer to all of it is in the dissolution of all corporations inside the USA government, as listed as for-profit corporations on Dun & Bradstreet. The Dunn's report shows the biggest money producer for USA Inc. is, want the drum roll, the Department of Justice. I'm going to read that again. The Dunn's report shows the biggest money producer for USA Inc. is the Department of Justice. They're the only corporation under the umbrella that's profitable. The rest are near bankruptcy. So that means the quote-unquote court process is what is paying America's bills, which means victim after victim. I'm sure the biggest producer for USA Inc. is the drug trade. It's all gross. I just thought I would share. And this is just a theory. Okay, this is his second theory. The first theory, I will post a link in the description section. And these are very well thought out theories that are quite possible, very plausible. Now, there was something that occurred to me that they are banking on how much money a person, their quote-unquote assets, will generate in our lifetime based upon education and positions. This could be why some individuals are not as targeted as others. Right? I mean, how much asset stripping could there be for a 20-year-old living at home who's placed in the program? Right? They don't generally have too many of their own bills if they're living at home. They will likely have a job, right? Maybe they're still in school and have outstanding student loans. So that 20-year-old who's still living at home, who's going to school, or maybe has their first full-time job, I don't believe they're going to be asset stripped. They can't possibly be the way a 60-year-old would be, who's worked for years and years, that has accumulated a home, possessions, businesses, etc., etc. So you could see why they would want to unalive the older people more than the younger people. They're banking on the younger people to accumulate more education and financial positions in their lifetime, and then they'll do the same thing to them. So this could be why that psychopath Klaus Schwab says that you will own nothing and be happy. Oh, okay, like, are you playing God? What about you, Mr. Schwab? Will you own nothing and be happy? Or are you and your little cohorts going to steal everything away from everybody that works hard for their money and not just steals it from other people? I find these people to be so despicable. They can't create for themselves, so they have to steal from others. It kind of reminds me of, I don't know if you remember Robin Hood. You know, Robin Hood would steal from the rich and give to the poor. You know, that was supposed to be, really good thing, to steal from the rich and give to the poor. Get a pat on the back for that. But what these criminals are doing, they're already rich. They're stealing from the poor, the middle class, to line their pockets. They don't even need the money. They can't even spend the amount of money that they have in their lifetime. But to them, money is power. The more of it they have, the more they feel that they control other people and things and outcomes. So I look forward to your comments on this topic. I know it's an unsavory topic of not only asset stripping, but on this conservatorship. And also in the news, I mentioned in one of the other videos, Cher is seeking conservatorship over her 47-year-old son, Elijah Blue Allman, who was her son when she was married to Greg Allman, the musician. And evidently, Greg Allman had bequested certain items to his son when he passed. And some of those items were, some of his guitars, a lot of his musical stuff. It's obviously very special, very costly items and very valuable items. I mean, on the market, they would probably go for, maybe hundreds of thousands of dollars for collectors of these items, these guitars. So evidently, Elijah had a drug problem. He doesn't seem to have it now. He seems to be clean, and maybe he was going through a divorce, or he decided to not get divorced. But, all of these things give the greedy opportunities to try to steal what you've got. Now, I really have followed Cher like my whole life. Like, I grew up with her, Sonny and Cher. I even went to her concert as an adult. Like, I really like her. But this really, really pissed me off. It's like, how much money does she need? I mean, what is she? I think she's in her 70s? Maybe even close to 80 at this point? Why are you trying to steal your son's money? Your 47-year-old son who's going to live another 20 or 30 years. Like, what good is that? It's just all about power and control. And it's very disturbing. Because the way I see it is, no one has the right to manage your affairs. No one. Whatever you decide to do in your lifetime is your business. And if you screw up and make a mistake and you lose it, oh well, you won't lose it again. Right? You'll learn your lesson. And in 12-step programs, they say that you got to hit bottom. You can't help somebody. You can't be an enabler. I mean, it seems to me that these are enablers trying to prevent you from spending your own assets and money, claiming that they know better for you than you do, claiming that he might use it all on drugs. Well, he hasn't yet. He's 47 years old and he hasn't sold the guitars yet. He hasn't done any of that. So anyway, just a little rant on that topic. And of course, everybody knows about, what happened with Britney Spears and her controller, handler father. But anyway, so this is theory number 2 on conservatorship. Thank you so much, Rick. So I'm just going to reiterate here. If the U.S. incorporated back in the 1940s, that means that we are U.S. citizens being managed by USA Inc. When something is Inc., it means it's incorporated. It's incorporated as a business. That incorporation happened at the same time the government rolled out and implemented the Social Security numbers. Right? And that all uppercase letters signify a legal entity, not an individual. And I know this to be true because on my cat rescue, when I have documents sent back and forth, they write phrase cat rescue in all uppercase letters. I've noticed. And I've noticed on court documents, like when you file your divorce and stuff like that, they like to put your names in uppercase letters. But I know that when I filed, there were times when I would just type my name regularly. That's the way it is on my birth certificate. My birth certificate is not all uppercase letters, by the way. Hey, maybe that's why they going after me more. No, and go check out your birth certificate, your original birth certificate, guys. I don't know about you, but mine is not uppercase letters. It's regular. Maybe it's just because I'm old. Maybe the younger generations have all uppercase letters on their birth certificates. But please give me your feedback. If you've got your birth certificate, go check. Do you have upper and lowercase letters, or all upper, or what does it look like to you? And then, if you're so inclined to tell me your age in the comments section. But anyway, this is Lorraine Alternative Homesteading. Please remember to hit the thumbs up. I really appreciate it. I've noticed there are a couple of videos that I've posted recently that as soon as I post it, the cyber stalker, we won't mention his name, he's that primate person, downvotes it to like 50%. So we need to hit those thumbs up to combat all of his alter ego accounts. But I'm going to sign off for now.